I threw out to 135 feet yesterday. Everything feels good, and I haven't got too far ahead. Not exactly sure when I'm supposed to touch the mound, but so far everything felt good in each of the distances we're supposed to have gotten.
When you say everything feels good, I mean, there's really nothing going on in your eyes there anymore.
Yeah, I feel completely normal. So I think that's where it's going to be like, do we push it, do we not? So, that'll be the discussion over the next few days and when we get on the mound of, what is the safest way to go about this.
How far do you need to get in long toss until you get on the mound? Because it got to be close, I would think, distance-wise.
Yeah, I would think so. Haven't really asked them the exact date that I'm going to throw off the mound, but it's just checking off each of these boxes along the way. And like I said, everything's felt good, so I'm sure that's going to be a discussion in the next couple of days of when we get off the mound.
How long have you felt nervous, would you say?
That's a good question. It felt a couple weeks after I did it, it started feeling pretty normal. Didn't really notice it with everyday activity, and then that was kind of where it was like, you got to be really careful with not trying to do too much because you don't want to stress the bone, or you wanted to make sure it healed properly. So that was where we were at, but a couple weeks after I did it, I felt really good.
How much apprehension, if at all, do you have that once you do start airing it out, this could come back?
I don't really have any. After talking to doctors and stuff, normally bone heals stronger. So the last report was good, and they said it was completely healed. So now just making sure it handles the throwing and that nothing pops up. But I mean, the way it's gone so far, I feel great.
What is the biggest challenge, Jake, given the last year, staying patient and not on your own time trying to move it along further than
Yeah, that's, it stinks not being out there. That's what we love doing, competing, and haven't been able to compete in quite some time. So, that's where it's like you want to go out, you want to go probably more than you're supposed to, but then you got to look at it as, if you go too early, you're going to end up missing more time. So it's trying to balance all that.
Assuming that everything continues to feel good, are you done with MRIs, CAT scans, that whole thing, or do you have to?
I believe so. I don't know. That'd be something you have to ask the training staff, but I thought that was my last one.
In your conversations with doctors and other medical people, did you learn at all why this happened?
That's tough to say. As far as when I look at it, you got a short ramp up and you haven't pitched competitively in, 8 months? So, I felt like that's probably what did it for me. I think you look at any stress kind of thing, that's kind of a, quick onset of ramp up and stuff.
How closely have you been able to watch these games that these guys have been playing?
Yeah, I've watched very closely. It was exciting watching them, and then being here watching them play last night is very exciting, and like I said, ready to be back out there.
What is it going to take for you to achieve peace of mind, given the various things you've dealt with in the last year? Even when you come back from this, can you separate the fear of something else going wrong somewhere down the line with the reality that at the moment you're okay?
Yeah, you can't go out there in fear. You do your best to prepare and go out there and play the game. I don't think many guys go out there and they're scared of getting hurt. You go out there and compete, and you leave it all out there. So I think that'll be I've come back from Tommy John in the minor leagues, and I think that was probably the biggest hurdle, to knowing how I mentally you say, hey, I'm fine, and you go out there and play the game.
When are you aiming to be back?
That's a good question. I'm not exactly sure. I don't think we put a date on that.
Good, Jacob. Thank you, everybody.
What's
last
the
one, Wayne.
threshold of starts or innings or pitches that you need to reach before you feel comfortable coming out?
That'd be, you would assume that you'd probably get to 4 innings in a rehab start, where you can come up here and hope to go 5 or 6. But haven't discussed that with them yet.
How much is this? This is a good team, maybe the best team that you've been a part of, been on the roster. How much does that kind of color these timelines for you, and the fact that well, I'm sure you want to be out there now, and you also want to be out there in September potentially.
Yeah, that's another thing. When you're trying to decide whether to come back too early or not, you kind of look at the long term. The team's been playing really good, and you want to be there through the end of the year. So it's like I said, trying to walk that fine line of being safe and not trying to do it too quick.
Thank you, guys. Everybody.